I'd like to welcome everyone to the fourth video in this Wizard's Primer. It's covering the fourth and final primary skill, Electrocute. Electrocute. It is an AoE that creates a small bolt of lightning that jumps to other targets. Electrocute is a... We can get this in here, hopefully. As you can see, Electrocute is jumping to the various targets that cross over the stream. It's your only channeling primary ability. And it does hit weak, but it is still a good ability. It's a very solid ability for combining with paralysis to stun a giant group of enemies. Oh, poop. Anyways, it can stun a giant group of enemies very easy with paralysis, especially when you combine it with Chain Lightning Electrocute. Or Electrocute Chain Lightning, which jumps it to 10 people. 10 targets, not just people. It's wrong to electrocute people, with a few exceptions. Anyways, there are two legendaries associated with Electrocute. The first is Mycon's Ball of Hate, and this lets Electrocute chain enemies that have already been hit. And the other is the Velvet Camerol, which doubles the number of enemies Electrocute can jump to. By default, it's 3. Chain Lightning jumps it to 10, and that would make it 6 and 20 respectively. And then each of the other Electrocutes that keep the jumping ability benefit from those. Chain Lightning, let's see if I can find a big pack that's not gonna wreck me with a substandard ability. Well, I don't mean substandard ability. I'm just not built for lightning. So, as you can see, this jumps to a very, very large group of people. Zombies, not people. Again, don't electrocute people, kids. So if you're running paralysis, that combines very well to keep a group of enemies very stunned. Electrocute has some pretty poor single target damage, though. The Forked Lightning ability is now Fire, and as you can see, it shoots out those little sub-bolts, the tiny bolts, and those will shoot through enemies and deal damage to them. Lightning Blast changes the way Electrocute works, and it's still channeling, but it now has balls of lightning fired from your hands. Surge of Power is your standard Electrocute, but it regains arcane power. And I don't know why it's not arcane. And then Arc Lightning also changes the way Electrocute works. It makes it a cone. Electrocute is a very solid ability. Its proc rates are lower, but it's a very solid ability when you're going to stun a lot of enemies. If you need a fire freebie, if you want range, or if you're fighting up close, or if you just want a lightning build to regain arcane power a little bit, Electrocute will serve you well. It's also, as I mentioned, the only channeling signature spell, so if you're using a channeling build, or a build that keeps you still, you can combine it with this as well. It's also, we are going to drop that, one of the biggest things about Chain Lightning, or Electrocute, damn you Pathfinder and your actual ability named Chain Lightning. The thing about Electrocute is, because it's channeling, it builds up Arcane Dynamo very quickly. So if you really need Arcane Dynamo, and if you're using Arcane Dynamo, and you either want to use Electrocute, if you're using a lightning build and you want to use Arcane Dynamo, Electrocute is the spell to go with. I will also note it does proc Prodigy at a fairly high rate as well. So we can go and very quickly set that. So drop the meteor. As you can see, it does jump up your orb very quickly. So that was Electrocute. That was Electrocute. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.